Before May, Eric Cameron said he hadn't ridden a bike since he was a kid. But after a friend loaned him a high-wheel bike in early July, Cameron began training for Saturday's 4th annual Frederick High-Wheel Race, which is the only such race in the country.
I wasn't sure what to expect. Again, I really had not done a water handoff. I knew the two guys that won last year, they are a fierce force to reckon with. And so my goal was to try to stay up with those guys.
Last year, he watched the race from the window of Brewer's Alley with an oatmeal stout in his hand. This year, Cameron, who runs ultra marathons, won the top prize, winning the race by completing 41 laps in an allotted hour.
So the biggest difference is probably the coasting on a regular bike as opposed to here. There are no brakes on these high-wheel bikes, and that's probably the biggest thing to get used to. But it was a great race. I loved it, and it was just a blast. And again, this might be my new hobby now. I just love it.
The nearly half-mile course begins on Market Street in front of Brewer's Alley and turns left on 2nd, Record, and Church Streets before looping back onto Market Street. Race participants have 1 hour to complete as many laps as possible, with a line of volunteers keeping tabs on each rider's progress at the finish line. Angela Long, the top female finisher Saturday, was easy to spot, donning high heels as she pedaled her high-wheeler up and down the city streets. She completed 36 laps, one less than last year, but enough to take home the custom-made trophy. After participating in a race in Manchester, England in 2010, Eric Rhodes, along with his wife Jeannie, decided to bring high-wheel racing to Frederick, using the historic setting of downtown as the backdrop for the race.
My wife and I put in a lot of work, and this year has been nice because this is the first time. We always ran the race in conjunction with the Tour de Frederick, but this year we actually partnered with them and for the ultimate idea that it would provide more sponsorship opportunities for the Boys and Girls Club. And between the Tour de Frederick and the Cluster Spires Highway Race, they were able to raise over $160,000 for the Boys and Girls Club of Frederick County, which is very exciting. And so,
Rhodes says the turnout last year was estimated at over 5,000 spectators, with this year's race seeing potentially even more lining the course. One rider went down a little more than halfway through the race, suffering a dislocated shoulder and having to be transported to the hospital for treatment shortly after the race ended. Riding atop the high-wheel bikes at these speeds can appear precarious, and Rhodes acknowledges the inherent danger in racing the awkward bikes.
they don't have brakes, they're just in a fixed gear. So if you want to slow down, you really have to almost counter pedal to slow the rotation down a little bit. If you notice, that was about halfway into the race, and people were getting exhausted. And when you get exhausted, you get a little sloppy in your riding. And I haven't seen exactly or heard exactly how it happened, but typically when those things happen, it's toward the latter part of the race because people are exhausted.
Rhodes said despite the crash, the injured racer told him not to halt the race, which was able to proceed, albeit with an ambulance blocking part of Market Street.
I mean, we have guys who have done some extreme challenges and other cycling events, and then they're participating in this one saying this is one of the hardest events they've ever done. So you have guys who are 10, and you have guys who are in their 60s, and they're all on the same course, just having a blast. Whether you're in it to win it or you're just out there to have a good time, that's what we want. We want the audiences of all. So.